Okay, new plan! We're going to keep the beginning of the previous plan, but this time I made some revisions.
So it's a revised plan.
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
No, ma'am.
Alright, new plan. You're going to sneak aboard S-13 per our discussion.
Right.
Priority 1 is shutting down the EVE. Now, for security reasons, the mainframe isn't marked on any blueprints, but our scientists speculate it's somewhere here, around the power generators. So all you gotta do is find the environmental control cluster and shut it down. That'll turn off all the furnaces in this sector, the civilian life support area. The palace is located somewhere there. Once the temperature hits 64, his nervous system will shut down.
But doesn't the computer have firewalls to block access to unauthorized personnel? How am I supposed to breach that?
We don't think so. The extranet signals emitting from the station are encrypted, but knowing my brother, he won't install any password protection. He doesn't think the station can ever become compromised.
And what if you're wrong?
I'm never wrong.
I can think of a number of times when you've been wrong.
Look, you wanna file for fucking unemployment?
Well, anyways, moving on. Samus and the squad are dispatched to different sectors of the ship to complete certain objectives. Remember the names and specializations of each squad member, because that will come into play never at any point in this game.
It was the first joint mission I'd been a part of since becoming a freelance bounty hunter.
Hold it right there! I know what you're thinking. Okay, so some people had a problem with this game because that line allegedly negates the Prime trilogy. It can't exist according to them. Not necessarily.
Remember how I was talking about space hunters earlier? Well, since space hunters are pretty much the mercenaries of the galaxy, they can do pretty much whatever they want. That means that if at any point Samus wasn't feeling it, she could have left. She didn't sign anything, she's not obligated to stay, she's freelance. See, what freelance is when you're self-employed but are often contracted out to other people or businesses. In Samus's case, most of her work was done with the Galactic Federation. All of her adventures in the Prime series were freelance contract work. Take the beginning of Echoes, where the computer literally reads contract agreement. The orders following are simple, and vague enough that it leaves it open for Samus to take whatever liberties she may need to get the job done. So when fans claim that Samus saying it's her first joint mission with the Federation negates the Prime series, it's debatable.
Oh hey, look at that! I can finally start playing the game. Uh-huh, yes, that is definitely an elevator.
So next up is the totally imaginative jungle section, and I have to admit, they do a good job of setting up the atmosphere before you reach it.
A level 3 warning is now in effect in Sector 1. Please avoid traveling alone and remain armed. Stay alert to your surroundings at all times.
Okay, it's time. Time to start this epic, next-gen, classic Metroid game. What kind of music did they come up with for the jungle sector? Oh! This music is fucking horrible! You're horrible! You're horrible! You're horrible! Horrible! You're fucking horrible! You're horrible! You're horrible! 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 It's so fucking bad. I mean, really. Now, I know I can do the whole pretend like I didn't play this game before, and then, oh, it turns out I did.
I mean, the minute we saw the camera pan around the elevator and the fucking Tokyo Philharmonic Choir came in, that's when we knew that this fucking game was going to go way far up the ass with dark music.
Music is something that I hold near and dear to my heart, because I'm a musician. So when my favorite video game series with my favorite video game music of all time comes along and just shits out this fucking piece of trash, I get upset. What I'm about to say will be very controversial, but fuck it, I'm fucking pissed off. I have a right to say this. The worst part of Metroid Other M is the music.
Okay, here's the thing about Metroid. Metroid as a series is dark, but among the dark, there were also points of light. This is what we call contrast, and it's often used to create a sense of depth, establish a change in mood or pacing, whatever. What this game does is none of that. That's the thing that's the most boggling about this game, is that it has the plot of Metroid, the mechanics of a Ninja Gaiden, the narrative of Metal Gear Solid, and the score of fucking Resident Evil.
Why? Why does the score to this game have to be so scary? Samus is equipped to handle any situation that they throw at her, and nothing about this game is even scary.
Sure, there are parts that are a little jarring, weird, and/or generally unsettling, but nothing that really screams terror.
No, on second thought, I take it back. The scariest thing about this game is that it exists. So while you're playing it and feeling tense, it's not really warranted. It's not tension from fighting, it's not tension from facing a rough boss battle. It's just the dissonant, overwrought, scary musical direction that they took that naturally gives your body a sense of unease. To use a real-life example, I got this game when I was a senior in high school. I was very involved in Student Senate, FBLA, DECA, leadership. I fucking ran that place. 2 weeks before school started, I spent all my time focused on getting the Welcome Back assembly going. And what it was it's just a big assembly on the first Friday of school, welcoming everybody back to the new school year and getting everybody pumped and excited for school. Even though school kinda sucks.
It was gonna have space zombies, people dressed up as the mascots for our rival schools. It was going to be a lot of fun and a great way to kick off the new year. Then it got canceled, so live and learn.
So then the first week of school started. I was feeling really down because my assembly got canceled, and to top it all off, I was apparently smart enough to make it into pre-calculus with Dr. Muckerheide. And instead of taking the first day to go over the syllabus or answer questions about the class or something like that, he tells us about large infinity and small infinity. Our first homework assignment was, if a bus with an infinite number of seats goes to a hotel with an infinite number of hotel rooms and one of the guys loses his glasses and he leaves it in the bus, which seat was he sitting in on the bus with an infinite number of seats? So I was feeling just really stressed out and no good about myself, so I go home to play the new Metroid game that I just got a couple days earlier and unwind. And you know what? I couldn't do it! And the reason is because this music was so goddamn tense for no apparent reason that I couldn't even enjoy playing this game simply to enjoy playing it.
Just listen to the soundtrack for the lava sector.
Good God, you have a full symphony at your disposal. Why, don't just use an eighth of the resources you have at your disposal to create ambiance. Fuck you! No, who the fuck did the music for this game? Who did... Kuniake Hashima. Fuck you, Kuniake Hashima! You ruined this game!
I did some research into this composer and found out that this was his first video game score. Yeah, they took the guy who did a bunch of random animes that nobody cared about and gave him one of the most beloved series of all time as his first run at video games.
Now, I'm of the mind that when it comes to writing music, the more you do it, the better you get at it. Like sex. No! Don't do the jump cut. Don't do the jump cut thing. I'm trying to make a point. Will you stop it? Alright? Okay. Let's take the sex metaphor and merge it with the music metaphor, alright? And I'm not talking about the merging of genders. So the first time you ever make it with someone, man or woman, whatever, you're sloppy, awkward, and have no idea what you're doing, right? That's why a lot of people lose their virginity in their teen years, because everyone is at this stage of life. No reputations become tarnished, and no self-esteem gets shattered in the process, ideally. So, let's pretend like our friend Kuniake Hashima is a virgin. He's made out with a few chicks and some over-the-clothes action, but never really sealed the deal due to one thing or another. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody's different. Everybody deserves to go at their own pace. I'm fine with that. I'm an advocate for that. Whatever. So, let's pretend like Kuniake Hashima is a virgin, so let's pretend like Metroid is the first woman that he ever sleeps with. A super fucking smoking hot, experienced, sophisticated, mature woman who's been around the block a few times, you know. She's not trashy or anything, but she's experienced enough to know her way around in the bedroom. So you have the experienced, mature, sophisticated woman and the virgin. Where was I going with this metaphor again? You can lay back and let her take the lead, or he can do it and make the experience really fucking awkward for the both of them because he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, how hard can it be to fuck up Metroid? It's not like you have to behold to the rest of the world. Just write some fucking good songs that fit and are memorable.
Now, I know I've already illustrated my point well enough, but in order to elaborate further, I'm going to show you just how easy of a fix this could have been.
Now, I'm not saying that I should have been the one to compose the music for this game or anything. I'm a better than average guitarist and an okay songwriter. But just to conclude my point, I'm going to take a few classic Metroid songs that we know and love and place them accordingly in the game and just see how they fit, alright?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It works. Fucking works. And I don't want to have to be here when you come down. I don't want to have to be the one to say, I told you so. Don't you put that burden on me. Don't do it.